Be Frank Network.
Welcome to a very special episode of Happy Never After podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mara Merrick. I have a really jacked up face, and I have someone with a beautiful face sitting right next to me, Wilfred Padua.
Yep, that's me. This is so special because we don't have anyone to interrupt this.
I know. And we're both like super stressed.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I remember I was talking with my friend, very funny comedian, Caitlin Palufo, before
she is very funny, everyone.
We had gotten back to now, like whatever this is, which is like close to normal, you know? And we were talking about like during the pandemic, a lot of people were like posting me like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna like overwork myself. Like we all realized how we were burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
And then
in the middle.
Yeah. And then
it was just like a lot.
Me
too
and
much.
Caitlin were talking, we're like, well, how do you say no to people? Like, how do you say no to spots, to gigs, to like everything? And we're like, I guess this is just a break.
It was just a little break.
I didn't learn a lesson.
I did the same thing. I got stuck in Myrtle Beach, and the whole time I was like, man, I just get to go to the beach every day. This is teaching me that I don't have to be so crazy. And now I'm like, oh my God, I started 4 new clients this weekend. I'm moving and I'm
yeah.
It's
But
nuts.
I think it's also like a personality type too.
I think it's our insecurities.
Tomato, I guess.
Like fear of failure type of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like fear of not belonging. Because if someone gives you a spot on a show, it's kind of like they're saying, I think that we're friends. And if you say no, it's kind of like rejecting that friendship a little bit.
I think it's more like here's acknowledgement that the one thing that gives you a sense of self. Here's some acknowledgement.
Yes.
And then if I don't take the spot, then I don't get to. I'm just some guy in my apartment eating seamless
Every night.
But if I'm doing the spot, then I'm who I want to be.
Yes. I was watching that show Hacks today. Never heard about it.
I know a little. I haven't watched it because it's women in comedy. Yuck.
There's like 4 of us.
And the other 3 are on that show.
I'm a little annoyed that there's no comics on it.
Hannah Einbinder is a comic.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Us women, we don't get booked on shows with each other.
She's an LA comic, and I know of her. I may have done a couple shows with her before, but she did JFL in like 2018, 2019.
I was like, what the fuck? This doesn't have any comics on it. But it was getting me fired up about comedy again.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you know how, well, you didn't watch it, but Jean Smart has her go down and do all this archive stuff to get to know her. But then I was like, oh yeah, I have all these sets that I need to transcribe. I'm like, once I get settled in Texas and then have to come back all the time, I'm just going to start doing that.
Once you're living in 2 different places.
Yeah, once I have 2 homes and very far away from
once I have to live 2 lives instead of just one, I'm going to have it all figured out.
I know. Before, so like the prep to go down there, I'm like, okay, I have to move. I have to get these 2 different certifications. I have to do all this stuff. And I've always wanted to do these couple of cosmetic things. And I was like, I'm just going to do them now.
Yeah, you have to get mugged.
In my brain. Oh, God, that's easy. Right
What?
now, getting mugged.
Yeah.
Everybody outside it's like 90% unhoused or homeless.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Why don't guys who are mugging like women, why don't they should attack people that already look like they got mugged?
Like me.
Yeah. You would
I'd be a great victim right now.
You'd be a great victim because you wouldn't apply any more damage than was already applied.
But look I strategically wore my boyfriend's jiu-jitsu shirt so people would think that this is from jiu-jitsu. Well, really, it's from microneedling.
What's microneedling?
Okay, so they take, it didn't feel like micro needles at all. They take this, it's a
They
machine.
just tattooed these bruises onto your face.
It looks so much worse the day after. So it's a machine. I got profound radio frequency microneedling, which is, it's a machine that's like this long and there's a handle. It's like a little gun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the radio frequency that shoots straight down, but then the needles go diagonal. So they go into your skin and then the radio frequency goes down and communicates with the metal, right? And it's supposed to like youthen up your skin. Because we're in entertainment.
Yeah.
So I only wanted to do it on my ass for a little bit of cellulite, but then the doctor convinced me to do my face. And I did my face first. I have to do my ass tomorrow.
But what an asshole of a doctor. He's like, hey.
Dude, he's so hot. I would have done anything.
He's like, I know you're here for another part of your body, but have you considered fixing your face instead? Yes, your ass needs help. Sure. But my doctor's recommendation is that your face needs help.
I know. I didn't even think about that. And I wasn't even self-conscious about it till now. He's so hot. Like
Really?
he goes, oh, I did it to myself, when the pandemic started, because I was like, oh, we can't have our office open. I'll just practice on myself. And I go, can I see it? Because he had his mask on. And he pulled his mask down. I was like, whoa, you are a lot to look at.
But did he show you a before and after?
Yeah, it looks good. Like yeah, I can show you what he looks like.
I want to see what this.
Alinea Medical, Dr.
Hot Stuff.
You can have access to me anytime.
Dr. Wetness. That's so.
I
it
should
makes
see if
you
they'll
look.
give us a discount code.
Oh, yeah.
For the podcast. Okay, so this is him. He's 41.
He's 41.
Isn't he?
He looks 27.
I know, he's incredible. And so these are figs. Look at his biceps.
Those are figs? What are figs?
This is figs. He wears figs scrubs, which used to be one of our sponsors.
Oh.
And
but fuck them. They're not paying us anymore.
The little
Figs suck
background.
my
They always
dick.
they don't need us right now. There's 9 million people in healthcare that need them. But he had that little label right there, and I go, oh, figs, and I touched it. And I was like, oh my God, your arms. He's so good looking.
Yeah.
Dr. Omar. He convinced me to do my face.
Yeah.
He's like, do your face. And then he's like, do it first.
How much younger are you going to be?
I'm hoping for a good 10 years because I want to stay. But you only have to do it one time.
Really? And how long does it last?
Forever.
No way.
Yeah. Well, supposedly. That's what they say.
Huh.
I know.
Why are people doing Botox instead of this?
Okay, so that's why I wanted to do it, because filler looks crazy, right? And I used to have huge smile lines, but I think I always had them, even from high school, because I looked back at my high school graduation picture and I was like, yeah, I had them then.
Okay.
You don't need filler then. And now they're like they're gone, right? You can't even see them.
I don't know what I'm looking for.
Men don't care about this stuff. Only
I
women
can
care.
tell what lip fillers look like now.
It's crazy, right?
And I'm not attracted to it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah. I got a little Botox above here, but I hated it. And I wanted it to
Above
go away.
where?
Right here.
Really?
To make my lip go this way, like naturally.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't have
Is that hot? When your lip curls up like that?
Well, otherwise
like a
I have
little
like a
diving
really
board?
gummy smile. I look like, what's that? Fire Marshal Bill? But this procedure took away that Botox, which I'm so happy about.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, God, I hate this. And
But
he's
Botox
like, well, we gone.
Doesn't last long.
Like 4 to 6 months. So.
How much does Botox run?
Here in New York City, about $12 to $16 a unit. And you can get quite a bit of units in your forehead. Like for when you have TMJ, you can get 200 in your scalp. But that's covered by TMJ is your tensor mandibular joint. or it's TMD. It's a disorder. But that's when your jaw's out of place and then you grind and clench.
Oh, okay.
And it gives you migraines and stuff, so you can get that for that. But I don't know where people get Botox in their face other than right here.
It's crazy. I'm beautiful, so like
you are. You're never gonna. One day you're gonna look 90.
Yeah,
but until then, you're gonna look 27.
Yeah. At 55 I look 90, but until
I
then,
think you have until at least 65. Well, I don't know. You're hard on yourself.
Let me show you a picture of my parents because they look they still have like black hair.
That's good.
Their hair hasn't gone white, but I think they also they pluck their white hairs out.
Vain. Oh, I went to this.
My whole family's vain. Yeah.
I went to this party.
This was natural. No, I was raised to be this way. I know.
My mom made me feel like shit about how I looked all the time. So now here I am going to get this thing on my face. It's normally, I think, $3,000 for your face, and then your ass is way more because there's more space. Well, I'm not getting my ass. I'm getting right underneath where I have this little band from when I shattered my hips. I have this little. Okay, they look great.
So
you look like your dad.
He's 66
in this picture.
It's like he was maybe 64 in that picture.
Your mom looks 12.
My mom is 67.
Your mom looks legitimately 41.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My doctor is 41.
She's a white 41, but an Asian 67.
But one day she's gonna look 90.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if that's what she looks like.
And so it was like, was that stuff prevalent in your house? Was that a major conversation about looking good? Yeah.
Yeah, because we grew up poor, so you have to dress nicer and wear like brand names and and be clean all the time, so that way you don't look poor. You present
wealthier
middle
than you
class
are.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was sent to school with like my sister's sweaters with her name embroidered on them. And I was like, that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hand-me-downs.
We just my mom would shop all the time at like Salvation Army and everything and just try to get the fanciest stuff there.
Smart.
So yeah.
Resourceful.
It didn't look like we were broke, but we were.
Yeah, we were real poor.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have phone or electricity for like 3 weeks.
What?
At one point.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember that.
Electricity for 3 weeks?
Dark times. Yeah. But then all of a sudden my dad turned it around and then he became pretty wealthy.
How old were you?
It's pretty impressive. How's my dad?
How old were you when you didn't have electricity?
Oh, I think probably 8 or 9.
That's
7.
so crazy.
It was an early memory.
Huh.
Like really early. And I remember the lights going off and then everybody being stressed.
You know what my first memory is? My grandma telling me that people die. That everyone dies. I remember asking her where her mom was.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, she's dead. And I was like, oh no, what happened? And then she's like, she died. Everyone dies. And then I remember sitting like in the middle of a couch, just like in the dark, in my grandparents' living room like this for like what feels like hours. I mean, I was like 4, so like the time just like moved so much slower back then. But I was just sitting in the dark like this, just
like,
scared and sad and feeling every feeling that you can about death at that age.
I think some shit's going down in my family right now because my cousin, I really don't, because we overwork ourselves, I don't really have a lot of time for family, but I try to make more time. And I'm driving down to Texas, so weird things happen. So my cousin, who I've rarely talked to, sent me a Facebook message and said, Grandma wants your address. And I was like, what the fuck? And then
she wants to send you a birthday card.
For like the last 25 years.
In it.
They would add up. And then we're driving down to Texas, so I was like, on the way, let's go see my Aunt Kathy because she's the cutest human that's ever existed, and I would love to introduce the love of my life to this. My Aunt Kathy's in Asheboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
But she just moved there from Asheville, from
The love of
San
your life.
Diego.
This is my 9th husband.
I know.
The love of my life between 2020 and 2020.
The love of my life for right now. Let's live in the moment, Wilfred. So she was like, she goes, oh, I'm actually visiting grandma right now, and I'm going to be driving back, blah, blah, blah. We need to talk. And I was like, oh, shit, something's happening. No one wants to communicate with me. And then all of a sudden, everybody wants to communicate with me. I'm like, who's dying? Someone's dying. They gotta be.
Oh, wait, so this is the end of your information.
This is all I know.
That's all you know.
This is it.
Is that grandma's got some suspicious shit going on.
Yes. Why are they visiting them right now for a month?
Where's grandma?
Michigan?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, Michigan.
Visiting for a month?
For a month. Something's happening.
So you're obviously not that tapped into what's happening with your family.
No, stuff went down because my mom was pregnant when she got married to my dad, and then my dad had a different girlfriend that he was supposedly actually in love with, and then everybody was on that girl's side, but then my dad married my mom because we're all Catholic, and they weren't very nice to my mom, so we didn't get to grow up being in a relationship with them. Like we didn't ever hang out with them. Like maybe I would say 10 times total.
Okay.
Growing up. And they live close.
Yeah.
So, and some fucked up shit happened with one of my cousins to me, in that my mom was like, nope, we're never going over there again. Like she had an older boyfriend who liked to play with little kids, and then he went to jail for it.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. So what I'm saying is I was attractive early. And I'm really trying to hold on with this face thing.
Yeah.
I peaked at 6.
None of that happened to me.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing happened to me.
No one diddled you?
No one diddled me. I don't think I'm repressing anything.
Okay.
But I was talking with some friends, and they were like talking about like hanging out at the mall when they were kids, and I was like, I didn't even do that because like my parents didn't want me to be out. And my friend was like, well, did you have like good grades? And I was like, no. Like I had the same grades as dudes who were fingering girls at the mall. We achieved the same, other than they were also fingering.
Yeah. You're having like a moment.
But it's weird that like someone who like went through like your thing and someone who did absolutely nothing grew up to be the same type of broken.
I know. It all comes down to our parents being too hard on us.
Yeah.
I think.
For me, it's like a lack of attention. I think.
Yeah, I didn't get attention.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, yeah, they were
one
like,
time
go
at
outside.
6, and then
One time at 6. And then I was kidnapped for a little bit later in life. And then, yeah, that was it.
Jesus Christ, you've lived a crazy life.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 3 days.
What?
Really rough weekend.
What?
Yeah. I've told this on the podcast before, and you can hear the whole story on Guys We Fucked if you'd like, because I don't want to repeat the whole thing. But yeah, I was taken from here. I was over 30.
Whoa.
I know, and I was like, oh my God, you want me? That's awesome. and then took me down to DC, and then I escaped and came back.
Whoa.
I know.
I was speechless. I only said whoa because like this is an audio recording.
Yeah. I don't think about that often anymore, which is nice. And I think it'll be good to get out of New York for me because honestly, when I do go downtown, this is going to get real dark right now, but when I go downtown, I see the FBI building and I always think, oh, that's the FBI building. That's like where I had to go. And so I think for me, it'll be good to not 100% be here all the time.
Yeah.
Where I have to pass by it every single day. I'm like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
So, I know. Yeah, you didn't even, no one wanted you like that.
I need to have shit happen to me.
Get some
I've got
tits.
no stories.
You need tits.
I know.
That's the key. Oh my God, Cuomo resigned.
Oh, he did?
Today.
Today? Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. But like, he really fought that off.
Here's my theory is that if he resigned, he would be assuming guilt. Like he'd be going, yeah, I'm guilty.
Sure.
So he was fighting it for that reason. But I think it's just to the point where it's like, yeah, bro, you should resign. You diddled a lot of chicks.
It was 11 women?
11. Okay, but the one that I read about wasn't even that big of it. Like, they had the whole transcript, and I was like, come on.
What was it?
It's like,
you want to act
if
it
you
out?
were giving, you just wanted attention. It was just like a bro at a bar, like, yeah, you're hot. And then that was it. It was like nothing. But there are other ones that my client said that she read that she was like, no, it was bad. And I was like, oh.
What's crazy is that I think all of this happened like after we all liked him.
Well, there was a group of women. They called themselves the there was a name for them. They had huge crushes on him.
Homosexuals.
Yes.
Yes.
And why do you know that?
Because I was on the internet while everyone else was. I wasn't running from my problems like you. I was present on the internet because there was nothing else to do during this pandemic.
Homosexuals. So everybody was throwing themselves at him. So then he was feeling himself.
He was feeling himself.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think he just like went bonkers, being like, "Oh, I can fuck anything."
Drunk with power.
But he should have just went online as opposed to going to the people in his staff.
He should have just gone with anyone that was willingly throwing it at him.
Yeah.
There was such a buffet of people, of women.
But it's not fun when it's less fun.
When you don't have to like attack it.
It's like getting what you can't have is more fun.
Yeah. Or getting what's really wrong for you.
Not to look, I'm not trying to justify anything that Andrew Cuomo did, or like I'm also not that guy. I would anything that's offered to me, thank you. Yes, that's what we're dealing with.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
I
do
appreciate
bow.
this. Yes. I give me a little eight.
Thank you for the pussy.
Yeah. That'd be so funny if that every single time I was about to fuck a girl, I just bowed at her pussy.
Every time you're on the show, I'm like, I'm gonna get canceled.
On this show? Oh yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh sweet.
I've got a record of everything you've said.
And seriously, after every show, I'm like, I can't believe I still have a job.
I'm taking timestamps and everything. Don't worry.
Man,
but this is a big FBI case. This isn't like I'm not just trying to cancel you a little bit. I'm building a case.
All the way.
We're
all the way.
Yeah.
That's why I threw in that one kidnapping story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just so you'd have a little
empathy.
Yeah. Maybe we won't do it to her. She looks like a domestic violence victim right now. I was thinking about going into boxing studios and going, I'm ready. I need to train to fight.
I've got a boyfriend. I got to get good at fighting.
Just to scare people. And then I was like, I probably shouldn't, right? During
Have you ever been in a
dark
fight?
times. I've been punched.
Really?
Yeah, but I sat on my hands so I wouldn't punch back.
What?
Yeah, my first husband's ex-wife punched me in the face. And I knew it was coming, so I just sat on my hands. I earned it.
Oh, okay.
I earned it. I broke their home.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you could do worse if you want.
I've never been in a fight.
Oh, I've never been. I cannot believe I haven't been beaten to death like by the shit that I pull.
Oh yeah, you're wild.
I'm a wild card. Yeah.
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 I'm too tame. I'm too tame.
Galston, do you know Christina Galston? We were out and this group of Puerto Rican ladies, they said it a million times. One of them was wearing a flag. That's why I know. Mm-hmm. And they came up and they ordered 18 waters or 13 waters, something like that, and didn't tip.
Oh, wow.
And as a previous bartender, I was like, you're not going to tip? And I go, give him a fucking tip. And then I turned around and I'd said it mostly under my breath, but I said it loud enough because I was annoyed. And then later, there was like this gap, maybe, how big is this? Like 2 feet? Yeah, 2 feet?
Yeah, sure.
Between myself and the next guy at the bar. And this girl comes up, a little chubby.
Lots of judgment being thrown around.
She was, I mean, I'm saying this because I was a little mean. She goes, "Can you fucking move so I can order a drink?" And I go, "Can you lose weight?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So was your face looking like this beforehand or after?
They didn't do anything. I just stared at them. And so then she went back with the group because she was one of the people bringing the water. And she went back and the girl comes back and goes, "Was this the girl that said it?" And I turn around and I go, "I was." And I just stared. And then they went, "All right." And they left. And Kelson was like, "I can't believe you didn't get your fucking ass beat."
Yeah.
I was like, no shit. Well, I just get like this weird look like, "Oh, well, fuck you," even though I've never been in a fight.
Really?
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. I think I'm a little too obviously beta.
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was like a switch.
But also no one fucks with me.
No one would fuck with you.
Yeah.
Why would they?
Yeah, I think it's the reason why they wouldn't fuck with me is because they're like, this guy is the cops on speed dial.
He's got the cops on speed dial. He doesn't have any cash on him. It's all debit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing of value to take from him. So
he's gonna cancel those cars before we get to Kohl's or wherever we need to go. Kohl's, that's the only store I can think of.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm too agreeable to let anything escalate to a fight.
Have you even gotten close? Have you ever yelled? I feel like you don't even yell.
Let me think of the last time I don't even think I yelled. No.
You know, being angry is healthy.
I know, but I don't have access to emotions in general, so.
Like you're pretty monotone all across the board. Like you
pretty
don't
monotone, and then every once in a while I'll watch a movie that'll make me cry. Lately it's been like a little bit more often. But I remember the first few times that I like cried. Here, this is dating back to 2013. I was just like very sad, living in Chicago. Didn't like my friends, didn't like the way my life was going. And I remember watching like an episode of The Office that I like lost it. And I was like crying for like about half an hour.
It's because everything inside of you was like, we need a release.
Yeah, because I had 24 years of just pent up like emotions.
Interesting. I wonder if you did like mushrooms or like on a regular basis or like so you could access that, because although I do feel like my spectrum is a little wild, like it needs to be a little smaller.
Yeah. We agree.
But I think
like in terms of like audio, you're constantly clipping. You're in the red.
Yeah, that's my life.
Or completely
like,
silent.
Super angry, but super loving.
Yeah.
Super happy or super depressed. There's no. Can you just be like a little of each, like a touch? But it's. I feel like living like with super love is great. I love that feeling. I feel like it's good to access that.
Super love?
Yeah, like that you can just really love something, like with all of your being. I
think I have less access to that now than I did before.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe we should all go do mushrooms. That would be so fun.
I have some, yeah.
And
I haven't, it's been like almost 3 years since I've done them at the, look, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Level. Because I've only done them like a little bit where it's like, it was like an edible.
Like a micro dose? Yeah. You got to go for it.
I got to go for God.
Go for it,
yeah.
The last time I did them with, we did them with the boyfriend, with the love of my moment. He goes, let's just do...
of the calendar year.
He goes, we're going to just microdose. We're not going to do too much. But it was so much that it was like 11 hours. And I do remember laying there going, I want to have enough energy to go get a snack, and I also wish this was over. Like, it's too long. I'm okay starving.
With it. I'm totally okay with being high for that long if I'm like not having to do shit.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at home and just like stoned, totally okay with it.
It was the best time of my life.
But I don't have time.
Yeah.
To go back to this whole busyness thing. Sorry, I've got my my
Invisalign?
mouth.
We're all fucked up.
In.
Look how vain we are.
Yeah. But not to each other. We have like I don't respect you enough to not put to take out my Invisalign.
I know. I didn't put on an ounce of makeup for you.
In fact, you had your face run over by a car.
In addition.
Yeah. The amount of busyness that I have doesn't allot for mushrooms, because I also feel like if I do mushrooms today, I'm dumb tomorrow. Like my brain is like a little cloudy and I can't afford that.
Is that what you felt last time?
Mm-hmm. There was a little bit where I had a couple of weeks where I was trying to do microdosing.
I don't feel like I felt like that.
I felt so stupid on stage. Like I couldn't riff and I couldn't like do it. I was like, I go on stage and I'd try to like at least start with a little bit of crowd work to get me settled in the room, and it just was not happening. And I was like, all right, well, what's the only thing that's changed is that I'm now doing these mushrooms. And then as soon as I stopped, like 3 days later, I was.
Do you acknowledge that you're doing? Did you acknowledge to the crowd, like, oh, sorry, I'm doing mushrooms. I've been doing mushrooms.
No, I acknowledged to the crowd, oh my God, this is not working. Boy, I really ran out here with nothing.
Because I feel like once you share that little secret that you have, then it's just lets it go.
Yeah, but I don't want that to be the reason why I'm getting the laugh. I want to produce good creative jokes or comedy, and I've done back in Seattle they used to have these and it's gonna happen here because weed is being legalized, but they used to have these shows where you would do a set sober, there's like a little intermission, all the comics get crazy high, and then you do a set high. And the reason why those shows exist is because the comedy isn't good in that city,
right?
So you don't have enough comedians to just produce a good stand-up show. You have to create a gimmick. And so the second set would always be bad because you're too high. That's the whole point. And they just wanted to see that. But the audience loved it. That's what they came to see, is to see you be just a fucked up mess.
Because they want to be a fucked up mess. The audience also.
They want to just see something. They want to see something real, which is someone crumbling.
Right.
And I didn't.
We had a sort of a show. Continue. Sorry.
No, Andy Haynes used to run that.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to be. I want to be good. I don't want an excuse to be bad.
But I feel like it's just a life experience, and I feel like it's one of those things that you put on your resume, like, okay, I did this. Is there anything that I can pull from this that's great? Right? So you just admit that you did those things.
Yeah.
Share it with the room. Other people can be like, oh, we're the same.
Yeah.
I also took mushrooms last week.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And it is a life experience. I went through it, and I've learned I don't want to do that again. So we moved on.
I can't remember if I was dead the next day or not. I don't think I had to work. So I think I intentionally did it because I was like, the next day I didn't have, but I don't feel like I was down.
Yeah. You know what I would want to do is do a little bit of Molly, just a tiny bit of Molly, and go on stage. Oh, I'd be a ball. Holy shit.
Have you ever done Molly before?
I did. Once I did the tiniest amount of Molly that you can do.
Okay. Are you talking about pure MDMA that you snorted or put in your drink or
just
something?
I just put it
under your tongue?
Put it in my mouth.
Okay.
And I was just at McCarran Park. I was playing what's that, spike ball?
Okay.
That game that white dudes play at a park. I was playing spike ball with like 4 or 5 friends. Best night of my life. Yeah. Like I swear to God, like I still think about that night all the time.
I used to
And I've had sex
do Molly all the time.
with ladies.
The way that you said, ladies.
Yeah. And I had ladies.
On Molly.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
That's the only time I've ever done Molly.
Was the spike ball time.
Playing spike ball.
The
with,
one spike ball time.
with boys.
Oh, you're comparing it to.
I'm comparing that to having an orgasm.
I've had an orgasm on Molly and off. It's pretty similar.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've been wondering about what's this asphyxiation orgasm like? I'm not interested in being asphyxiated, but I'm just like in theory wondering about it.
Okay, so
have you had one of those?
A lot, often.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much every time.
Well, we've learned something about you.
I always hold my breath.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh,
Not
okay.
always. A good 50% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get one orgasm in, and I think this is true for a lot of women, the other ones just flow.
Oh, okay.
Like right afterwards,
Yeah.
but you got to get to that first one. So you hold your breath.
Hold your breath like you're going in a tunnel.
I don't want to ask my jujitsu boyfriend to choke me because I feel like he's going to take it too far.
He might be good at it, though.
Yeah.
He might apply the right amount of choke.
I know, but he's in that I love her too much phase where he won't do it. I'm like, you can pull my hair. You can choke me. You can throw me around. I don't care.
Rough
Look at my
sex isn't a
face.
thing that,
Do it.
clearly. Rough sex isn't a thing that like I'm still like inching my way towards like figuring like how to like be as rough as I want to be.
I can't imagine even asking you to do anything like that. Wilfred.
Like my ex would like want to be
Slap me
spanked,
around.
and
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, and then it'd be like a very encouraging.
Your little
like,
manicured hands.
Yeah.
I know you're a mover, but your hands are nicer than mine.
It's just because mine are getting kind of rough.
No, they're pretty perfect.
No, they're pretty good.
You're like, okay, so asphyxiation orgasm. I heard from Dylan Palladino's therapist said that it was, which I think is bullshit.
What? Wait, hold on. How did you get access to Dylan's therapist?
He told me.
You know Dylan's therapist?
No.
Dylan talked
told
about.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yes. From if you want to go back and listen to his episode, she said that it was like a past trauma and you're reliving like your trauma. Oh, this is why women ask for that, is because women have gone through a physical trauma and they want to bring it back up and redo it. And I was like, fuck that.
It doesn't have to be that.
I was like, absolutely not. I was like, if you hold your breath, your orgasm is so much harder. It's
Really?
insane.
Really?
Yes. If you can, I think it's just your internal orgasm, though. I can't imagine it's like a clit orgasm.
Huh.
It's nuts. And then it's like
What if
floodgates
what if-
open.
It's got to be the same thing for men too.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why David Carradine was giving it a shot.
Did he die doing that?
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like this is one of those guys that died.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one knows about the successful, the ones where they just normally got choked and then had an orgasm. No one knows about that. No one has those stories. No, everyone only knows about the times where we found a dude with a belt around his
I'm
neck.
gonna choke Dave later. See how it goes.
David Carradine?
No, my boyfriend.
I was like, David Carradine's dead.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, not to be too graphic, but it's probably the only time I've like squirted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe he did too.
Yeah.
The old Carradine.
I mean, of course. Well, I don't know if he made it.
To that point.
Yeah.
How did he? Let's Google this.
He died. I think he put a belt around his neck and then like had his shit tied to a doorknob, and then he started beating off.
But then, okay, but isn't there a point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna stand up now, or I'm gonna let myself go? Like, what was his plan? It's kind
I
of
don't
like
know.
that.
Maybe he slipped.
Did he break his neck? We really gotta.
All right.
Let's Google this. What about like that? Okay, have you ever done cryotherapy? It's where it goes like -300 to -400 degrees, and you dance around in this tube for 3 minutes. So on the side, it says never operate alone. Like there's so many things everywhere. Sure. And some chick went in, closed up shop, and then did a service for herself. But the thing was too high, and she was breathing in the vapors. And so because it only goes to like here, and she died. She passed out and died inside of it. They didn't find her until the next day. She was fucking so frozen.
Whoa.
But it's one of those things like, should you not be operating this alone?
I thought you were going to say something about orgasms.
No, I know. This is...
I wanted there to be...
I know, but I'm so sorry.
Was hoping was that you can orgasm in like the cryo chamber much easier or something like that.
Likely sex accident. Yeah.
Give me the full details.
The two ropes were tied together. It is unclear whether they committed suicide or he died of suffocation or heart failure. So they don't even know. I thought maybe like, you know how when they used to hang people and it would crack your neck and then you would suffocate from that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that was it. Like he cracked his, did a little slipper ptosis and cracked his spine.
Yeah.
This has been a bright podcast. It's just a lot
I've
of
had
happy,
a great time.
Cheery stories.
Finding out that you got kidnapped and that you get choked and
I know.
and then nothing interesting has been revealed about me. This is great.
Ever. We never talk about your actual details.
Yeah, I love this. I remain a mystery.
I deleted a bunch of podcasts on accident. I was trying to archive them, but I ended up deleting them. And now I was like, oh, this is like a fresh start. Like people aren't going to really find out all the details about my life.
Here we
go.
Then
here we are again.
Yeah. Because we know Sergio was mispronouncing words, so...
He called me yesterday. He was making me laugh so hard. He was talking about somebody's Instagram, and he called him a Mr. Potato Head, and I was dying laughing. I was like, it's no longer a Mr. Potato Head. It's just Potato Head.
Yeah. It's Mr. or... Well, what do we do with Mr. and Mrs. and Miss? Is that out of the game now?
Okay, so I don't know. This might lose me some listeners. I'm still not on board either direction with this pronoun stuff. I don't fully grasp the concept of not putting a gender on a child when biologically they have a vagina and all the uterus. Like it's there. It's like there in front of you. Can see it, touch it. It's all scan it. It's there. So I don't know.
Here's where I'm at.
Okay.
I personally don't feel that we should be conforming to gender norms anyways.
I agree with that.
So it's like, oh, just because you're a woman, you should be in the kitchen or whatever. I don't agree with that.
Correct.
So in my mind, I'm like, isn't the pronoun shit just kind of perpetuating that? But
interesting take.
Also, at the same time, I'm a guy. I feel like a guy inside. Contrary to popular
sometimes
belief.
I feel like a guy inside.
Sometimes you have a guy inside.
So many things.
Yeah, usually he's choking. So I don't have any issues with my gender identity.
Right.
And nor has society pushed me in any direction. So my stance on all this is do what makes you feel right.
As long as it doesn't hurt someone else.
Yeah, and but I'm not gonna put him on my Instagram profile because simultaneously, as much as sure, you can have whatever your pronoun is, and I'm gonna do my best to
accommodate.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna fuck it up, obviously, because I'm raised in this society, but I'm not gonna put that shit on my profile because it feels too performative.
I'm not going to put it on mine because I still don't know what my opinion is on it. And I also don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is that too honest? Is that too?
No, I mostly don't care, and I think don't care is probably the most woke place to be.
You think so? We're the most woke.
I think so, because if you don't care, like then you're letting people be whatever they want to be.
Go be whoever
I couldn't
the
care
fuck
less
you
who
want.
you like, how you identify, who you fuck, like
what color your hair is.
Yeah, it doesn't
how
affect
you cut
me
your hair.
at
I don't
all.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
No, I mean I do kind of care how people take care of themselves. I want everyone to be as healthy as they can.
Mm-hmm.
But I do stuff that back inside because I'm like, you don't have any fucking right to give a shit about that.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, I don't know if I should be sharing this on the podcast because I feel like whatever, who cares? I've kind of felt about health before, like because they talked about the cost of obesity on the country and how it increases a lot of polyurethane costs and products and everything. Like there's more usage for people that are carrying a little more weight, and 81% of people that are considered obese, which I don't think obese is a bad word. It's just a word. Don't give it any power.
It's also an antiquated scale that
well, if you're using BMI, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at me, do I look obese to you?
No, you actually look thinner than the last time I saw you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I've been told that's a thing you say to women.
It's because I have less clothes on. But I weigh like 158, which if you did my height weight, because I'm 5'4", I'd be obese. I'd be considered obese.
Yeah.
So you have to take in like muscle mass. But
man, I weigh 165.
I know, you're so spry.
I'm
just like a little bulldog. I'm just like I have so much muscle on me.
Yeah.
I've always been a little bit heavier, like for what I look like.
I mean, I obviously have so much muscle on me too.
Your legs are jacked though.
Very good legs.
You have great legs.
About 140 pounds of me is penis.
I would legitimately I wanted to take a picture with you with your short shorts on because I'm wearing short shorts and I thought it would be so funny and you wore pants.
Because I thought Sergio was going to be here.
I can't take it anymore.
I regret wearing pants because it's hot out.
Super hot.
And I was running late and I was running for the train. And I'm wearing
thick-ass jeans.
Yes, I'm wearing raw denim.
So thick.
So I'm still working these into to just being
hot.
normal denim. I was drenched in sweat when I made because I was going for the M train, which is 2 flights of stairs to get up there.
It's a trek in this 90s.
There was a guy that was like, "Man, look at that guy go." I heard him be like, "Man, hell yeah."
It's crazy. A police officer actually pulled my arm today and goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, cosmetic."
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay. What do you think is the percentage of women who are like being abused? Because
quite a bit.
That are I don't want to hear the actual percentage because that's just gonna make me sad. Let's go to where the bit is, which is the percentage of women who would use that excuse to cover up what they're like.
No one.
Really?
Yeah, no. They would never say that.
I think some people are
Do you
lying.
think they're savvy enough to say, like, I feel like
cosmetic or I like slipped or whatever?
The slipped, yeah. But to say like, to be this, like, vanity. So, I mean, they would have to be very savvy, like, to think about it. I guess I was considering getting one of those little nose slings so it looked like I got a nose job so that people wouldn't ask me anything.
Yeah.
And even today I got my eyelashes done before this and the lady was like, "Oh," and I go, "Oh, I just had microneedling," which is not surgical. It's non-invasive. She was like, and I go, "Microneedling?" And I was like, just swelled up. And she And she just kept looking at me. I go, I had surgery. And she goes, oh, yeah, surgery. And I was like, so I just have been telling everyone that. I had surgery.
Yeah, microneedling, like you explained it to me and I'm still not fully.
I'll send you the. It's insane. It just goes like.
What if I got that done? I'd be like 14.
You are 14 right now. And
start going for rolls on,
pound dick
on
is
the
14.
CW.
At least you don't hit it on an impact like Sergio.
Yeah.
That poor kid.
No, but I'll have the opposite issue.
Can't get it?
Mm-hmm.
Even now, do you have a prostate issue?
No.
How do you know? Have you had it diddled?
No. But my doctor was like, it's just mental.
Like you're not attracted to the women that are throwing the...
No, it's more that I'm like, I get in my head about it.
Oh.
It's better now. The dick is totally fine right now. If you're considering,
we don't know. We still want to know about this girl that you're seeing.
Shut up. If you're considering throwing some pussy at me, it's totally fine. Everything's working.
Please DM me
A-okay. At Wilfred Padua, WILFRED PADUA. Throw your pussy at me.
Oh my God.
That's fun, getting to whisper into the mic, because when Sergio's here, we have to. It's a yelling match.
It is. We have to fight for attention there. Yeah, he even when he called me last night, he asked me a question and then talked over me the whole time. I was like, "You asked me a question."
You know what I do sometimes is I will ask someone like, how are you doing? And then I'm good at like making it sound sincere, and then I just zone out when they start answering.
I immediately ask them how they are. I never answer. They go, how are you doing? I go, how are you?
Oh, yeah. It's also like kind of a hello.
Yeah. My uncle told me that when I was like 12. I go, you didn't answer. And he goes, they don't really want to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I just put that up there in the old noggin, and I've never answered since.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, because if you answered to be like, oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Look at her face. I'm definitely not going to ask.
Yeah, definitely not asking that one.
We have to wrap it up because Sergio is going to be in here to record DBS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's coming to do his shit.
He is, yes. We all had like a moment this week. You told me, I told you we're overwhelmed, and then he told me that he was overwhelmed last night, and I was like, here we go.
Sure.
Because him and I were going to record yesterday.
Did that not happen?
It did not happen.
Okay. So we're not ahead of schedule anymore.
We are not. But I do have I have some pretty exciting guests books. So, but I do need to talk to you about your schedule for then, so we can get those on the actual book. But he was like, I just have so much shit going on, and I go, here, Wilfred and I will handle it.
Yeah. We got it.
You come later. That's what friends should do.
Yeah.
Is they should just say, it's okay. I got it.
Yeah.
That's what real friendship is, I think.
Well, it's like also we're capable of this. And I try, like, I haven't listened to the episodes that like where it's just you and Sergio, but I'm sure they're great. I don't care.
Sergio always talks about shitting himself when it's just him and I.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always like, how many times?
I told you that. We talked about that last week, right?
Yes.
That I did it. Yeah. That was rough.
But his story was like, oof, ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did I say that it was the NyQuil? That I think I was drinking NyQuil and that's what made me sick? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we kind of got off on a tangent about taking NyQuil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, everybody go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah.
If you want to feel better about yourself.
That's how this episode has gone, is that now we're just talking about old episodes.
Well, we do need to wrap. Okay, so why do we over-explain? Oh, can I say the thing about the obesity before we do? Okay, so I want to finish that thought. So 81% of obese, and I'm putting air quotes because of whatever they technically consider obese, 81% are on antidepressants. Yes, and it leads to so many chronic health issues that the insurance, like medical costs, exploded. And I don't know how that is translated to being put on everyone in the nation, but it says that it costs us, an extra $1,400 some dollars a year as a taxpayer, right?
Really? How
Yes.
does that happen?
I don't.
Here-
I'm going to find some more research before we commit to anything. But I always thought when I first read like the one pager on that, I was like, fuck, that's fucked up. I don't want to pay extra because I'm making all healthy choices. And then I was thinking about how when people steal things, it makes the cost of goods go up over, because everyone's like, oh, I'm just stealing from the company. It's like, no, you steal it. A bunch of people steal it. They have like 10% or 20% theft. They take that cost and they put it on future products across the board. So we're paying for your theft. Like, and I would get pissed about that too. And that's how I kind of made it. But now I feel like I need to do more research.
The thing with obesity in terms of like, I understand why capitalism wants to keep us obese.
For sure.
Because
medical costs,
and we haven't socialized medicine in America. If we did it, I bet that would we would have just an in general healthier country.
But at the same time, capitalist people, like the biggest capitalistic human beings in this country, shame fat people. It's like, you're making all your money.
Yeah, well, because there's also that industry.
Yeah.
There's the beauty industry, the health and wellness industry, and like you wouldn't have a job if everyone was okay with how they looked.
True. Well, I don't have those kind of clients, but yes, true.
Yeah.
I've moved on from those clients.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of weight loss anymore, which is rare. 80%, still in the 80 number. 80% of people are in fitness because of, like, they do fitness things because they want to lose weight.
It's only 80%?
Yeah.
I would think that was more.
Well, a lot of my clients have like cancer, major rehab issues.
I thought it would be like 90% is because it's like about vanity in general.
I mean, there's probably people that are lying that are like, no, I just want to generally maintain. You're like,
yeah.
Like I have one client who looks fucking awesome and she's older and she's like, I really want to lose 3 to 5 pounds. And I go, from where? And then we have to have like a therapy session about, I'm like, look at you. Look, and I
feel
force
like
them to look
if
at
I lost
themselves.
any weight, I'd look like one of those kids that you can save for a cup of coffee a day.
If you weigh less than me, I'm not going to let you back on this podcast.
I'm gonna lose. What are you at?
I don't know. I'm probably 151 right now.
I'm gonna lose
151 to 158.
16 pounds just to. I'm gonna do it
You will be emaciated.
As a bit, I'm gonna lose 16 pounds just to be lighter than you for 1 week. I'll gain the weight back eventually.
I will starve myself. Every pound you lose, I'll lose too.
I will. I'm gonna fucking lose so much more weight than you. I'm gonna be skinny, and it'll be so much funnier.
This is how it starts. Did we have the same parents?
I just think that this is funny. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm just losing it. My goal now is just to be lighter than you.
This is why women want to date dudes that have dad bods so that they never feel insecure about their own body.
And I'm just trying to make you feel insecure. I'm gonna get my face beat the shit out of me.
You're gonna look so good.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna look like a 14-year-old child.
Like a chubby little white chick, like a basic little chubby white chick.
I'm gonna and every photo that's gonna be taken of you, I'll be in the background, even skinnier, skinnier and younger.
Oh my god, I used to give a shit about that. I used to like stand behind people that were skinnier in pictures.
These girls on dating apps that post a picture of them and their hot friend, I'm never gonna swipe right on you. Your friend is hotter, and I'm just gonna have, like, if I ever get into a relationship with you, I'm just gonna want to fuck your friend. So that's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
I'm glad that you came to that realization, and
I'm off the apps.
Why? Because you have a one and done? Do you have a love of your life?
No, nor do I have a love of 2021. It's just I don't want to. I'm too career focused. So I'm like, let's do that. I'm clearly only like dating for entertainment, not for relationship purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do the thing that we're supposed to do. fingering. No, just stand up and shit, you know? Write a pilot, whatever the stupid shit that we're supposed to do to get successful.
Fuck. What are we supposed to do?
We'll answer that next week.
Yes, next week. Thank you for listening to our diddling session today. Wilfred, where can they find you?
At Wilfred Padua, WILFRED
Perfect. And you can find me at Mara Merrick. And make sure to follow the podcast at HNA Pod. Or follow us through the network, where DBS Podcast is also housed, as well as other shows at B Frank Network. Love you guys. Talk to you next week.